All right, guys, welcome back to the Mason Dixon Line podcast. It's been a while, so I hope you guys haven't been too upset, haven't been too lonely. I was inspired by actions today, actually, to record a podcast. Today's gonna be a special podcast. Basically, today I'm going to be kind of summarizing all the offseason trades that have happened so far in our league and ranking them. I made a tier list. I love tier lists. I'm addicted to them. I'm addicted to tier lists. What can I say? Today is also the start of the World Cup, so God bless. Turkey will go all the way, inshallah. As always, I do start my episodes off with a weekly summary, and this week I'm actually going to keep it short because this was a really traumatic week for me, and I'll explain why in a second. Player of the week is Brock Bowers. I can't, no beating around the bush with this one. He went insane, 40 points. As you can see, I lost by around 4 points here, and the reason this is a traumatic week is because before the season, I put in a rule that onside kicks would get your I'm trying to remember. Get your kicker, yeah, 5 extra points. And this week, I won by 5 points, but then had to adjust to give the Bengals 5 more points, or Evan McPherson 5 more points, which led to my loss. And the most brutal thing is that the Bengals got the onside and didn't even win the game, so it was for nothing. It was for nothing, just to make me lose. So that's pretty funny. But respect to Marlon McCree's hate club because it was a well fought win. And really only even close because Brock Bowers dropped 40 points. He's so fucking good. Okay, so let's go on to the spreadsheet. I've just screenshotted all of our saves that have happened since the start of the start of the postseason, start of the off season is what I really meant, and we're just gonna be going through them. The first trade, which I was surprised to see this was the first trade, was this one between. And by the way, this tiering is just I don't even like. I was thinking about it, like what's my metric, like what even quantifies a fucking S tier versus an F tier, and the reality is nothing actually. This is all bullshit. So I'm just gonna be putting them. We'll see. Each case is gonna be different. First trade between me and Jacob for two second round picks for one first rounder. Um, because I kind of was able to piecemeal trade this up little by little, and this pick ended up being the first round pick I got from this ended up being, I think, the seventh overall, which is like an okay pick in this class. I don't know. I'll put it at like B. I feel like this was decent for me. Let's see this is gonna be bullshit. We'll see what happens from here. Second trade, this one. So let me see what's happening here. A third round pick for Kareem Hunt. I'm gonna put this in, and this might be a little harsh. F. No, this isn't harsh. I'm gonna put this in F because I think uh, Kareem Hunt was dropped a week later, so this is just like nothing happened. Trade except for one team getting a third round pick, so that's going down there. Next trade. This one seems a little long, and I don't really remember it, so we're really gonna have to read it. Kyler Murray and two second round picks for Wan'Dale Robinson and CJ Stroud. Um, this is like kind of confusing me because I'm getting confused by the fact that the second round picks. I'm gonna put this in D, as in I'm kind of confused what's happening here. I'm putting this in D as in I don't think this really changes much. It's like a quarterback two for a quarterback two, and then I guess I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't know. It's like whatever. It's a confusing trade. I don't know. Okay, next one is AJ Brown for DK Metcalf, Rashad White, and a third round pick. I'm actually gonna put this in. I'll put this in B with this other trade because normally if you see like a good player traded for a bunch of like mediocre things, like I feel like normally I'd be like I'd rather want the good player, but assuming Rashad White is an actual running back this year and not just like a bench warmer, I think this is pretty decent. I don't know. But AJ Brown could go off, and then if AJ Brown's like a top five receiver this season, then it doesn't matter. But I don't know. I think this might be decent. Who knows? Okay, next one. This is a funny one. Okay, Jalen Coker for Michael Wilson, but there's a pick swap, and I believe the pick swap involves, I believe Barstool GD's got the higher between the second round picks. So I believe it's trading up to get Jalen Coker. Oh, this one's pretty fucking stupid, to be honest. I'm gonna put this in E. I think like this actually would be a true neutral trade because I don't think Michael Wilson or Jalen Coker have changed that much. But trading up to get a less productive player, even though it doesn't really matter, I'm just gonna put it in E just because it's kind of stupid. We haven't gone to any game-changing ones yet. Okay, this is the next one. Sorry, I organize these in some ways. Terry McLaurin for a first-round pick in 2027. Um, okay, this one hurts because this is me trading away Terry McLaurin, and I love Terry McLaurin. He's like my favorite player in the league, probably. So it did hurt a lot, but getting a first-round pick for him in general is quite nice. Getting a first-round pick in 2027, that's allegedly a good class, is quite nice. And getting a first round pick from a team that might not be good is really nice. So I don't know. This could go to like F for trading away Terry or A for getting a good pick, but I'm gonna put it at C. Just to even it out. Why not? This trade, let's see. Justin Jefferson for nothing. This is the best trade so far, and I'm glad to have that locker room cancer off my team. Uh, Wait, no, I got Justin Jefferson. I'm really glad to have that locker room cancer back on my team. Uh, Moving on to the next one. I believe this is the 1.03 for the 1.06, and no, one like maybe back like 110, and then next year first. I think this is a pretty even trade. I'm gonna put this in A actually, cause I think trading from 1.3 to 1.10 is a little brutal, whatever it is. It's something like that. But that extra pick next year might be a really good pick. So I'm see this is bullshit placement. I'm putting it in A just because I think it's a little random. You know what? Let me put it in C. Why not? That's where that's gonna go. I'm just gonna leave it in C. Where I this is nothing means anything here. Alec Pierce for wait, let me look at this again. Alec Pierce for I think this is like an early second this year and a third next year. Um, let's just put this D. No explanation. I just don't really care about Alec Pierce, so this is gonna go to D, and that's gonna be it. This one, I'm gonna put this in A, and I didn't even look at it that much, but this is a trade I made, and fuck it. But maybe this could be lower, maybe it could be higher, but we gotta put something in A. And I received Malik Neighbors, who, inshallah, will cover from his ACL. We don't really know. That shit might be clean off the bone. But it's Malik Neighbors for Jalen Waddle, the Penguin Man, and my first next year. And the I kind of believe in Jalen Waddle next year. Who knows? Maybe both shits can learn to throw the ball, so he might have a good year. But we just gotta have something in A. I think Malik Neighbors is pretty good. You know, this trade is fucking. You know what I'm saying? Giving up Dalton Schultz for nothing, you can go in F. I don't give a fuck. I don't gaff. Uh, I feel like I'm missing something. Why do you, no, God only knows. Oh, this is why. This trade came before this one. I knew something was missing. And this involves one team getting Isaiah Likely and Jag for Johnson and Toy Horn. I'm gonna put this in C because I think this is pretty fair. I don't know. I think Quinton Johnson sucks. Quentin Johnson, whatever his name is. I think Isaiah Likely's decent. I don't know. We'll see if that's like a real if that moves, you know what I mean? If that moves anything, that trade, but I don't know if it will. But I also don't know if it won't. This trade is pretty cool trade, I think. I'm gonna put this in A for cool trade. Trey McBride for 2 first-round picks and Oronde Gadsden. And I think that 2026 is the 5th overall pick. That's a pretty good trade. Actually, I'm gonna put this in S because I think that's a lot of capital exchange for one player, but that one player is really good. So I think this is as fair as a superstar trade gets, and that's gonna go in A tier here. And I love tight ends. So Trey McBride, respect. I'm glad you're getting traded for a lot. Here's another trade. Nico Collins for I'm gonna keep guessing these positions. I think I know them. 1-1-6 and a second round pick this year, which I think is 1-5. I'm trying to think about how I want to word this. This is an impactful trade. I'm gonna put it in A because thing is, I think Nico Collin is worth a lot more than the 1.6 in the 2026 draft, the allegedly weak 2026 draft. You know, God only knows whoever's taking theirs is a really good player. So this might be stupid coming from my mouth, but and so I think a noob. I think this trade is the story of this trade really is a noob learning to learning ball, and they're not trolling anymore. And I think that's like really, I think that's good. So I'm gonna put that in A. Next trade, this is an interesting one. I forgot about this. This is me trading for Oronde Gadsden at 1.05 for 1.7, Jake Ferguson, and a second next year. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty happy to move to 105. Uh, I don't know. I feel like it's decently even. Maybe I don't know which side would be better if one side was better. Maybe I overpaid a little bit for 105, but only time will tell. I'm gonna put this in C. Why not? Put this in C. Let's get some more. You know, mid needs to be the biggest one, so let's put that in C. Next one, and we're getting close to the end here. I'm flying through this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm flying. This next one is K-Don for a third. Let's put this in E in it doesn't do anything. I wouldn't be surprised to see K-Don drop mid-season. But I also wouldn't be surprised to see this third rounder either become nothing or get traded for nothing. So that's just the way it goes sometimes. And now here is the last trade. This is what really inspired me to make this video because this happened today. This happened today. It's actually not the last trade. The second last trade. I had a feeling I was missing something. That's why I had to go check. This one inspired me. This one happened today. I'm gonna put this immediately in F before I even talk about it. This trade, I couldn't even work. I couldn't look at my monitor today at the office after this trade came into the sleeper chat. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I'm actually gonna pull up the stats for him here in a second, but Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's really one of the best wide receivers in fantasy, like maybe, you know, just incredibly consistent, a league winner for this year's third overall pick, and Michael Wilson. So, I mean, potentially only this year's third overall pick, but, you know, God only knows, maybe Michael Wilson's the next Larry Fitzgerald is what I meant to say, Larry Fitzgerald. And not only, I mean, you know, not only is it I mean, not only is the price for Amon-Ra only a potential wide receiver 2 or slash 3 and a top 3 pick this year, that could have, you know, that alone is like, wow, you're not giving up that much to get Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's getting back a potential lottery pick next year. So, I don't know. I don't mean to harp on this too much. I feel bad even going, you know, so much. It's not good for your soul to be, you know, negative about things. So I'm gonna move on. But I just think I've created a picture enough. Actually, let me pull up Amon-Ra stats. Okay, so Amon-Ra stats here. His lowest yardage in the last 4 seasons is 1161. In the last 3 years he's played every single game and he's finished top 3 wide receiver, half PPR. Um, last year he went 1,400 yards and 11 touchdowns, and there's no reason that he should get less production this year. So that's the player. That's the player. That's moving on. The last trade we're looking at is Derrick Henry and Cam Ward for 2 first-round picks, one being the 107. I think it's a pretty fair. I think I don't know. I haven't looked at this one too much, but I feel like this is a good trade. I think this is a fair trade. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much else to say. And that second first rounder, one of them is 107, which is like a mid-value pick, but the other one is 2028. So that's in the future. Who gives a fuck what happens in 2028? We might all be dead. So I think this is a good trade. I think both teams get good value. So you know what? I'm gonna put this in S. Just let's get another one in S just for fun. And that's the end of the list. Oh, this one wasn't too short. I hope it being short didn't, you know what I'm saying, leave anybody wanting for more, but you know, I didn't go too in depth with every trade, but like if you look at this, there's just so many trades, you know, how am I going to go over them too much? You know what I'm saying? You can't ask for too much sometimes. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment if you're begging for a week 10. Let me know. And see you guys next time.